Yes, yes, yes. Happy Monday. It is Monday, September 16th. And it's a beautiful day here in St. Louis, about 86 degrees. You know what I'm saying? It's a little humid though. You feel me? It's definitely good workout weather, but we have made it. We made it through another weekend. I hope everybody's weekend was wonderful. And we got a couple of things to discuss. We got a couple of things to discuss. First and foremost, I'm sure that all of y'all have seen the second assassination attempt on Trump's life. I'm sure y'all kind of caught up on that. We'll talk a bit about that today. And I already know that y'all seen the "I hate Taylor Swift" tweet. I know you caught up with that. We definitely gonna go into that. We got a couple of other stories to do today as well. But overall, I am doing well. I am doing well. The thing about life is things are always changing. Like you think that you're gonna make it to a point where everything's just super stable, but it's just not gonna last. That doesn't mean that things are gonna be terrible, but life is always in flux. The real game and the real challenge is to have some peace because it's really hard to have that, especially when you're an ambitious person. When you want a lot out of life, it can be really difficult, but life is difficult for everybody. We got Distracted Gardener, we got Mara, Libby, Teddy, Fritza. We got the Queen Fritza. We got Queen Inky in the building. What's going on? It is a happy Monday. And man, we got Scott. What's going on, brother? Man, I was up late. I ain't go to bed till like 6. I was up till like 6 o'clock, but it's all good. I can do that like once or twice a week, but it was pretty unnecessary. But we are here. We are here. I hope everybody's feeling good today. And let's go ahead and get to it. Let us get to it. We got Ishanti. What's going on? I'm doing all right today. Good to have you here. So first, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's get into this, right? Um, hold on. Okay, here we go. Now, look, Donald Trump, there's really not that much to say in terms of his mental state. Whatever mind he had is completely gone. The debate went absolutely terrible for him. Honestly, that was his last opportunity to give American voters who aren't really, really steeped in the MAGA base something new to see. There's nothing new to see with Donald Trump. The Taylor Swift endorsement really, really got to his head because I'm sure that y'all saw this. My man's didn't nobody tell him to do it. We got Dennis in the building. What's going on? Good to have you here. Thank you for welcoming me back. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly, Libby. That piece is hard to find. But you know what? The more I'm realizing, you got to embrace all of the emotions of life. You can't get you need balance is key. You can't get too caught up in anything. But I don't really particularly think that like anger and sadness are inherently bad things. Sometimes being angry, a lot of the time being angry or sad about stuff can give you fuel, give you motivation and inspiration to work harder, to press through things. I don't really think it's possible to, well, first and foremost, nobody can sustain happiness forever. But when you're in a state of peace and happiness, you don't seem to have as much ambition inside of you. Like, not that it's totally gone, but when you got peace and happiness, you want to smell the flowers. You want to kick your feet up and relax and take in the good things of life. It's when stuff goes bad or when you feel slighted or something that you're like, "Ugh," and then you really, really want to put in some work. So, you got to embrace all the emotions of life. But yeah, man, I mean, no, no one told him to do this, but he did it anyway. I mean, like, I don't. Every day, Donald Trump does things that makes it more and more difficult for him to expand his base. And the truth about the Republican Party is they haven't been able to expand their base, and I don't know how long. I mean, as far as I'm 32 years old. As far as I can remember, they've had a difficult time my whole life really expanding their base. George Bush won twice and everything like that. But the more time goes on, their rhetoric, their narratives, and their policy plans, especially, really keep their base homogenous. That's why they always trying to cheat. That's why they always doing stuff like, oh, well, you got to have 8 forms of ID to vote. If if you have a foreign sounding last name, they're going to try to make it more difficult for you to vote because they know that overall people don't want to vote for them. When was the last time Republicans won in the popular vote for a presidential election? What was that, Ronald Reagan or something? Is that the last time they won a popular vote? Ronald Reagan? Because George Bush didn't win the popular vote. Donald Trump lost the popular vote twice. He lost it enough in 2020 to lose the whole election. But the point is that Republicans have done next to nothing to secure the future for themselves, which is why they're going further and further into the right and just trying to be as authoritarian as possible. It's pretty straightforward. But I mean, what like this? What is this? I mean, this guy's 78 years old. You know what I'm saying? This dude, it's. I hate Taylor Swift. Like, bro, you're okay. One, you're 78. Two, you're running for president. Three, Taylor Swift is maybe one of the most famous people alive. She's one of the most well-known people in the world. And in one day, in 24 hours, like 400,000 people went to vote.org. And you're going to say, I hate Taylor Swift. Like, this is definitely going to add fuel to the fire. And, it's like he's subconsciously trying to just get it all over with. I don't know what's up with this guy, other than he's out of his damn mind. But I mean, like, I hate Taylor Swift. Like, okay, you fucking 7-year-old. Are you 5? Are you 5? Are you 12? People stop acting like this when they get to 15 years old. Liz Cheney says, the smallest man who ever lived. Donald Trump has lost what little sanity he had left. Taylor Swift broke him. We got Don.
Who is running Donald Trump's campaign? They need to take his phone away from him, or they need to be fired if they don't. This is what he just posted. I hate Taylor Swift. That's not going to help. He just started a war with the Swifties.
And essentially, I mean, Donald Trump has always, things worked for him in 2016. Stuff was a bit different. He was running against Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is a very bad campaigner. He also was just, he's 10 years younger. He was a bit more policy focused, just as racist as he's ever been. But now he's just dipping into lunacy. And he's completely insulating himself with people like Laura Loomer, with people like JD Vance, with people like what's the dude's name? I want to say Richard Spencer, but that's Stephen Miller. That's who I'm thinking about. People who are going to tell him he's doing amazing, because if you tell him otherwise, he's just going to get rid of you, or he's just not going to listen to you. One, because he doesn't want to listen, and two, because he's an idiot. I mean, Donald Trump has never in his life, until relatively recently, had to really face consequences for anything that he's done. He's always been able to buy his way out of it or con his way out of it in some form or fashion. But when he decided to step into public life as a politician, that's when shit really hit the fan for him. Because now, it's not even just like the scamming and stuff that he does, because he just rips people off for a living. But when he became president, this dude became president and broke all the laws publicly in front of everybody. And all he does is play the victim. Like, all Donald Trump talks about is himself. That is all he talks about. And we know that he's running to stay out of prison ultimately, but his whole message is, I'm a victim. I'm such a victim. That's it. That's all he has to say. That's nothing else. My man said, I hate Taylor Swift. And people were asking, is this real? Like, yeah, it's real. There's not much else to say about it. Just on a daily basis, he's spiraling more and more out of control. And the assassination attempt, the second one on his life, he didn't get shot at this time. We're going to go over that. But this is definitely going to add to his paranoia. Like, it's really something amazing to watch. Let's pull up information on the second assassination attempt. Hold on, let me get this up real quick. Right, he acting like Taylor Swift was going to endorse him anyway. You know good and damn well she wasn't going to do that. All right, let's see. This time he didn't fire any shots, but he was posted out there for like 12 hours. An apparently botched assassination attempt targeting former President Donald Trump at his Florida golf course was fueling an intensive investigation Monday into how an armed threat could once again reach within a few hundred yards of Trump 2 months after he was nearly killed at an event in Pennsylvania. Well, that answer is simple because everybody has guns. That's why. Because every other person you walk past probably owns a weapon that they purchased legally. So there's really there's not much to see there in terms of how could this happen? Everybody got guns. That's how it could happen. Suspect Ryan Ruth, and we're going to look into him in a sec, was who appeared in federal court Monday, never fired a shot. Authorities said he was being held on charges of possession of a firearm, while a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. Trump was at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach on Sunday afternoon when Secret Service agents walking the course ahead of him spotted a gun barrel in bushes. Man, ooh. And both of the people who tried to take his life were Republicans too. And Republicans now, they're going around saying stuff like, "Oh, it's because the Democrats are saying true things about Donald Trump." Like, no, no, no. Obviously that's not why. But it's basically they're saying Kamala should just drop out of the race. When Democrats rightly point out that Donald Trump is a dictator wannabe and that he's an idiot who lies every time he opens his mouth, and that he's anti-democracy. This is no, that's not why people are trying to take his life. People are trying to take his life because of the crazy environment we live in. Everybody got guns. And again, both of these people were Republicans. These weren't Democrats. These weren't left wingers. These were right wing people. So, right. We got it right. We got to get Kamala across the finish line. Then whatever else happens, whatever. All right. But again, it could have went down. When they opened fire, the suspect fled in a black Nissan SUV, leaving behind a loaded SKS style assault rifle, a backpack, two bags, a digital camera, and some food, according to the criminal complaint. Ruth, 58, was detained a short time later, and a witness who saw the suspect fleeing the golf course identified Ruth. The complaint says Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw said Ruth had been about 300 to 500 yards from Trump, and that Ruth's rifle and scope put him within range. He believed the rhetoric of Biden and Harris and acted on it, Trump said. Their rhetoric is causing me to be shot at. Again, this is just so like, what do you, their rhetoric, but your rhetoric is causing bomb threats in Springfield, Ohio. That's what your rhetoric is doing. When you say on national television on a debate stage in front of the whole world that Haitian immigrants are eating cats, dogs, and gooses and geese, the plural, the correct plural form of goose. When you say that these people are eating geese and cats and dogs, no, 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 that's not contributing to anything whatsoever. And then when they ask him about the bomb threat, well, I don't know anything about that. Of course, you know some about that, man. This is what he's trying to do. He's floundering. He's losing in every metric known to man, and he's just desperately trying to do whatever he can. He's trying to deflect the conversation from his debate, deflect conversation from his lack of policy positions, deflect from the fact that tariffs is his answer for everything. This dude is always talking about tariffs. And anytime a reporter or economist or anybody that talks to him is like, tariffs would just be a domestic tax on American consumers. No, 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 no. That's not what would happen. We just put tariffs on everybody because they owe us money. Like he's so simple-minded, and he really doesn't understand how anything works. But again, that rhetoric doesn't count. What about when Paul Pelosi almost died because a right-wing lunatic went up in him and Nancy's house and hit him over the head with a hammer? And then after that happened, you made fun of it. You made a joke out of it. You didn't say, "Hey, now maybe we should calm down on the political violence." No, no, no. You made a joke out of it, and you made fun of the fact that an 80-year-old man got hit in the head with a hammer. January 6th, that whole debacle. What about that? Or when you told the Proud Boys to, what did he say? Stand by, something like that. Stay ready and stand by, or something. All he does is incite violence and cause division. That is all he does. He came down on the escalator talking about some the Mexicans are sending over rapists and criminals. I think some of them are good people, but for the most part, they're not. And guess what? I know that y'all knew this, but the 20,000 Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, they're legal migrants. They didn't, they didn't. 20,000 people just illegally coming to a small town in Ohio. How would that happen? Haiti is in the Caribbean. 20,000 people in a bundle just coming to a town and oh, they're just not supposed to be here. Like, no, they came to the town for manufacturing jobs. They came there to work. Yes, thank you, lady at fucking T. Stand back and stand by is what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like you sitting here talking about 20,000 people who are supposed to be here. And then what does he say? He says he's going to deport them to Venezuela. You gonna deport Haitians to Venezuela? How's that gonna work, Donald? I mean, this guy, you know, oh, it's because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's rhetoric. Like, come on, man, come on. Like, what? But of course, he said this, and this is what Republicans are saying too, because they got to say something. But unfortunately, this just isn't going to rally people behind Trump because people are tired of him. It's 9 years later. Sure, Democrats got to keep their foot on the gas. The race is not over, but this man's entire campaign is just about him being a victim. That's all it's about. That's all it's going to be about. All right, let's see. So it's going to be a federal and local law enforcement. There's going to be a press conference today. I think now. Well, yeah, I think that's going on now. Actually, whatever this press conference is. And here we go. President Joe Biden today, and I saw this. I just bring up a specific story. He said that basically the Secret Service needs more help. But you sitting here talking about it's because of their rhetoric. Joe Biden, but after that happens, Joe Biden's like, maybe we should get these Trump a bit more security. I'll say this, man. Kamala Harris is she when she becomes president, she gonna need a lot of extra security because MAGA again, just because Donald Trump loses the presidential election doesn't mean MAGA is gonna disappear. They're gonna be around. They've taken over the Republican Party, so we're gonna be fighting against these people for years. Like it's not just gonna disappear. And they're some of the biggest sore losers in the world. So yeah, Kamala's definitely gonna need a bunch of beefed up security. All right, let's get a little bit more into the man. This is him. And he was a former Trump voter. The man arrested in connection. Okay, we read a little bit about that. He has a lengthy criminal record and a recent fixation on global politics, particularly Russia's war in Ukraine. The suspect, whom local officials identified as Ryan Wesley Ruth, was taken into custody on Sunday afternoon on Interstate 95 near West Palm Beach, Florida, after what authorities say was possibly an attempt on Trump's life at his golf club. Local authorities said a U.S. Secret Service agent who was stationed one hole ahead of Trump on the Trump International Golf Club, West Palm Beach, spotted an AK style rifle sticking out of a fence. We already read through that a little bit. Hold up. My bad. I was just checking to see who had texted me. Woo, where we at now? He was charged with possession of a firearm, and he had the serial number scratched off. Could be seen laughing. I'm just skimming through this a little bit. The judge told Ruth he qualified for a federal public defender because, quote, you have little or no assets. Ruth said he has zero funds and savings and reported making an income of $3,000 a week, but didn't specify the source. $3,000 a week is pretty good money for anybody. But yeah, no, that's pretty good money. But if he doesn't have any funds or savings, then that's probably a lie. What is that a year? 3,000 a week. 12,000 times 12. It's pretty good money. Ruth will remain in custody until his arraignment on September 30th. Hold up 1 second, y'all. Give me one moment. Ooh. $144,000 a year is pretty solid for anybody. You can definitely make a living off of that. Public records, social media posts, and previous interviews had painted a picture of the 58-year old, sorry, as a vocal supporter turned critic of Trump who was passionate about defending Ukraine in its war with Russia and even traveled to the front lines in the hopes of taking up the fight. Here's what we know about him so far. Ruth spent most of his adulthood in North Carolina before moving to Hawaii in recent years. He graduated from North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University with a mechanical engineering degree in 1998, according to his LinkedIn page. Records from the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction reveal Ruth's long history of trouble with the law, including a 2002 conviction on a felony charge of possessing a weapon of mass destruction. A weapon of mass destruction. That got to at least be a assault rifle, at least. A December 2002 story in the Greensboro News and Record recounts an incident in which Ruth was pulled over during a traffic stop on a Sunday night. He put his hand on a firearm and drove to his roofing business, where he barricaded himself inside for 3 hours. The weapons of mass destruction charge pertained to a fully automatic machine gun. Ruth was charged with several other misdemeanors and felonies between 2001 and 2010, including a hit and run offense, carrying a concealed weapon, and possessing stolen goods. I don't know what's up with him, but he definitely has mental health issues. I don't know if he's bipolar. I don't know if he's schizophrenic. I don't know what's up, but something is definitely he definitely has real mental health problems. Separately, North Carolina judicial records list Ruth as the defendant in over half a dozen court cases between 1991 and 2016. Damn, including tax delinquencies and bad checks. Oh, yeah, he just do whatever law he can break. He like, let me go ahead. Ruth wrote on his LinkedIn page that he had, quote, passed along any meager remnants of myself in North Carolina and relocated to Oahu. He had been there since 2018. Law enforcement sources told the newspaper that Honolulu police have records of 4 interactions with Ruth, two in 2019, including an incident where he and two others allegedly squatted on property, and another two in 2021, when Ruth reported being assaulted by a resident whose home he was working on as a handyman. Ruth describes himself as the owner of Camp Box Honolulu, a company that builds portable storage units in tiny homes. Quote, we cannot sit idle, and some of our friends and neighbors around us struggle when we ourselves are smart enough to create our own solutions to our problems. Using common sense and American ingenuity and the resources that we have, together we can create our own happy places. He once supported Trump, but recently donated to Democrats. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's how you know it's a conspiracy right there. North Carolina voting records list Ruth as unaffiliated with any party, though they also show that he voted in person in the Democratic primary election in March of 2024. I think he was well, let me see. Let me just keep reading out because I think I had seen some about him supporting Tulsi Gabbard, or I don't know. I think, but let's see. He voted in general elections 2008, 2012, and 2009. Ruth has a history of donating to political issues. As Federal Election Commission records show, he donated to the Democratic fundraising platform Act Blue nearly 20 times in amounts ranging from $1 to $25 between September of 2019 and March of 2020. I think that was for Tulsi Gabbard. Ruth appears to have voted for Trump in 2016, but he became a vocal critic of him. I guess that was over him not supporting Ukraine. He tweeted in 2020, quote, I and the world hope that President Trump will be different and better than the candidate. Okay. But but we all were greatly disappointed. What? But we all were greatly disappointment. Okay, he just wrote that wrong. And it seems you are getting worse and devolving. I will be glad when you gone. Yeah, that's a direct quote from him. I was hoping he would be. Yeah, that's really funny to me. I mean, when anybody says that, well, I know that he's a bit of a jackass, but I was hoping that he wouldn't be when he got in office. Why would that be the case? Ruth also weighed in after Trump survived an assassination attempt a few weeks ago. He said Trump will never do anything for them. He wrote that he must take part in the blame for him, for Trump being president. What is this? Okay, this is more about him talking about going to the front lines in Ukraine. His son said it's not something that he believed his dad would do. He said, quote, I don't have any comment beyond a character profile of him as a loving and caring father, an honest, hardworking man. But yeah, again, he clearly suffers from mental health problems because he's has frequent run-ins with the law. All right, we got Elon Musk. Let's see. Let me get to a video real quick though, so I need to check out something real quick. All right, let's go to here. No. Oh, we got mostly articles today. All right, let's get into this. Laura Loomer. Now, before we get into Loomer and Trump, let's just get to some crazy dumb stuff that he has posted. Let's see. We got Jorgen in the building. What's going on? How you doing, brother? Yeah, I still am on. I still work with TYT. All right, let's see. Let's get into some of this. Oh, speaking of TYT, I just got hit up by one of the producers to be on Indisputable. Not today, because that's already over, but soon. Trump accuses Kamala Harris of killing Black heritage with her historic candidacy. Okay, Trump. Let's see what he has to say. Let me take a swig because you already know what this shit does to my voice. He says, illegal migrants who are pouring into our country in record numbers are taking the jobs away from Black and Hispanic people who have held them for years. In other words, Black and Hispanic people only have low-paying jobs that people don't want, of course. Trump and the Republican nominee argued the jobs are not replaceable because Harris would leave the border wide open and there will always be more people coming in, many of them terrorists and criminals. This is his only tune. This is all he can say. Kamala is killing Black and Hispanic heritage. She is killing their legacy and their rights. Register and vote for your all-time favorite president, me. Everything's about him. Poor me, I'm such a victim. It's not fair. The debate moderators corrected me when I lied. They shouldn't do that. People aren't supposed to correct me. Oh, it was so unfair. Joe Biden, it's unfair. They kicked him out of the race. They did a coup against Joe Biden. He's such a baby. And again, he talks about the Haitian, and he makes sure to say when he talks about the Haitian migrants as well, he makes absolutely sure to say the Haitian illegal immigrants in Springfield, Ohio are eating your dogs and cats. Hide your dogs, hide your cats. You know what I'm saying? He makes sure the Haitian immigrants. Like, all right, man, because he doesn't have anything left. Like, because Donald Trump, man, like, he just lives for the applause. So at this point, he knows how much hot water he's in. So he's just trying to squeeze the last bit of adoration out of his base that he can before he's in even more trouble. That's what it seems like to me. Because otherwise, like, what is he doing? Like, you can't even keep up with the dumb shit that he does, the dumb shit that he says. You can't keep up with it. Like yesterday, I was just chilling, and all of a sudden I look at my phone and I'm like, this motherfucker really just posted, I hate Taylor Swift. He really just said that. And then he talks about, we have the most diverse coalition in the history of politics, American politics. Nobody's ever built a movement like we have. Like, yeah, you mean your losing ass movement? Oh, okay. The movement, no one's ever built a movement like you have, even though you lost to Hillary Clinton by 3 million votes. I mean, you won in the electoral college, but you lost to Hillary Clinton by 3 million votes. You lost to Joe Biden by 7 million votes. No, you don't have the most popular political movement in history. Barack Obama's movement was much more popular than yours. Barack is still a beloved figure in America. I mean, Republicans don't like him, progressives aren't all that hot about him, but overall, Barack Obama is a beloved figure and a historical figure. You definitely don't have a bigger political movement than Ronald Reagan did. You still don't have a bigger political movement than Ronald Reagan. Republicans have deified Ronald Reagan. Well, MAGA has deified Donald Trump. Republicans, yeah, not as much as Ronald Reagan. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here. FDR was president 4 times. This dude was president for 16 years. No one's ever built a coalition like I have before. Actually, my crowd sizes, if you look at the pictures, were bigger than Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Like, dude, all he does is try to convince himself of his own BS. That's literally all he does. You said he reminds me of Angelica from the Rugrats. Yes, definitely a good comparison. Again, it's like he's so ridiculous. Like nobody can just look up pictures. Oh, my inauguration crowd size was bigger than. I'm like, dude, come on, man. But that's who he is. He's pathetic, and Republicans can't get enough of him. Well, more and more Republicans are turning away from him, but MAGA, that 30-40% of the base, they just cannot get enough of the guy. All right, where are we at now? Let's check out some writers torching JD Vance, because why not? We got Mike Boy in the building. What's up, my brother? Always good to have you here. Hope you are doing fantastic on this Monday afternoon. It is on this September 16th, Monday afternoon. You got to keep on hustling, man. Mike Boy is a hustler. Mike Boy got a whole lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Keep on at it, my brother. Keep the faith alive and keep on being who you are. It's always good to see my friends and my brothers doing well. Always good. All right, now what we got? We got somebody named Kevin Williamson going ham on JD Vance. And we're gonna get into this also. JD Vance, who went on TV and was like, "Oh, I just made up the Haitians eating dogs and cats. If I have to make shit up, if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes." Okay, JD. Sounds good. All right, where we at now? Let's go ahead and get into it. Conservative writer torches JD Vance after visit to Springfield. You can send little JD to Yale, but he's still a gap-toothed Twitter troll. He has a gap? I don't know. This is the Dispatch. I don't know who this is. Kevin Williamson dismissed Republican presidential nominee JD Vance as Cletus, the gap-toothed Twitter troll. Cletus. I'm gonna start calling him Cletus. That's a perfect name for JD Vance. His new name is Cletus. Hasn't he changed his name legally a few times? What was it? What were some of his other names? I don't know. He's changed his name a few times, but Cletus is definitely his name from now on. All right, hold on. Oh, we got the Springfield stuff and the whole Republican base. You got Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles was on Piers Morgan with Tommy Lahren and what's his name? Brian Tyler Cohen, I think that's his name. He has a really big YouTube channel. He does stuff with MSNBC as well. And they were like, actually, the Haitian migrants eating cats and dogs has been substantiated. Like, listen, bro, even if it was substantiated, stop talking about it. Even if you somehow could find a couple of people who did eat a cat or a dog, stop talking about it. Y'all don't even have the political wherewithal to just drop the shit. But hey, you know what? Honestly, that just helps us get over the finish line. So as a matter of fact, keep talking about it. Don't stop. And it looks like they're not going to stop. because it's a campaign of pettiness and grievances and victimhood. That's all it is. It's nothing else but that. After beginning with actually fuck this story because I don't even know who this guy is. Moving on. All right, let's get into Elon Musk. This dude, man. The wealthiest man in the world on paper. Not he's not actually the wealthiest man in the world, just so you know. On paper he is, but not actually. But the wealthiest man in the world on paper. The last week he posted that incredibly breaking news. What we got? Oh, something happening in Houston. They didn't evacuating people in Houston. A pipeline fire has been burning for hours. They had to get people up out of there in a Houston suburb. But yes, so last week after Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris and got 400,000 people to go to vote.org in 24 hours or something like that. Oh, and Trump said, I hate Taylor Swift. So, he's only going to ignite. It's not even just that he's further igniting the Swifties to register to vote. He just ignited hundreds of thousands of people to do some type of volunteering, whether it be phone banking, whether it be knocking on doors, or just telling their family and friends, oh, yeah, he is pissing off the wrong people. But yeah, so back to Elon Musk. He said, fine, Taylor, I'll give you a child and guard your cat forever. Like, yeah, because Taylor Swift, would much rather sleep with you than Travis Kelce. That's she just can't wait to jump in the sack with Elon Musk, who has 12 children, all of whom hate him. And then he at least he had the wherewithal to delete this. But this is just like, are you serious, dude? Really? Hold on. Well, okay, before we get to that, where is it? Do I have more than one of these pulled up? Let me see. I don't think I do. Okay, no, I don't. Yeah, I just have this one.
The ex-majority owner, Elon Musk, made a post Sunday night, which he since deleted. It was in response to another user on X who asked why people were trying to assassinate former President Donald Trump. And Musk replied saying that no one is even trying to assassinate Biden or Harris. He since deleted the post, and it's not the first time he's done this. He posted about 2 weeks ago promoting Tucker Carlson's interview.
Oh man, I'm sure she does great work, but liven it up a little bit. So he put, I don't know why they're not just showing it, but he put, somebody said why they want to kill Donald Trump, and then Elon Musk quote tweeted it and said, and no one is even trying to assassinate Biden or Kamala, adding a thinking face emoji. Like, what does this mean? Is this a conspiracy? Is this the Democrats trying to go after Donald Trump and JD Vance? Is that what this is? Or maybe I'm trying to signal that somebody should, like, I mean, he's such a joke. He's a clown. Elon Musk is a clown. He's just a fraudulent venture capitalist. That's what Elon Musk is. He's not a genius. He's not a physicist or an engineer. He's just a venture capitalist. That's what he is. He didn't invent any of the things that he pretended he did. For quite some time, he had that Jimmy Neutron boy genius label on him, but nobody believes it anymore. And all he does with Twitter is make advertisers flee and use it as his personal playground to court 15-year-old right-wingers, to court 14-year-olds who haven't yet grown out of libertarianism. That's all he does with Twitter. I mean, like, this dude, and you got to think as well, like, it's not even just that. He's also the CEO. He's the CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, maybe 2 or 3 other companies, and you just willy-nilly saying stuff like this. He's such an idiot. Okay, what did he say? Well, one lesson I've learned is that just because I say something to a group and they laugh doesn't mean it's going to be all that hilarious as a post on X. Elon, you're almost 60 years. How old is Elon Musk? He's almost 60. He's 53. Okay, he's not quite almost 60, but he's in his 50s. He's 53 years old. Oh, I just now learned that sometimes I shouldn't say things. Up until just now, I didn't know that some things should be kept to myself. But yeah, more and Elon Musk is a dipshit news. Oh, and here we go with Mr. Vance, basically saying, "Oh yeah, I just made up the cat and dog eating stuff." Yes, good timing. Yes, Michael, good timing and having money. Good timing and having money is definitely it. We got JD Vance. Let's see, is this? Yep, here we go. Here we go. Mr. Vance. He says he created the Haitian migrants eating Ohio pets rumor.
The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to,
But it
if
wasn't
I have
just
to
a meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana. Because
You just said
we
that
ought
you're
to be
creating
talking
a
about
story.
public policy.
Sir, you just said that you're creating the story.
What's that, Dana?
You just said that this is a story that you
Yes.
created. So the eating dogs and
We are
cats thing is not
We are
accurate.
creating. We are. Dana, it comes from firsthand accounts from my constituents. I say that we're creating a story, meaning we're
And to you as well, like JD Vance is one of the senators of Ohio. He's one of the senators, and he's saying this about people in his own state. This is good. Everyone's lying except for me. Like they can't just drop it. I mean, first and foremost, I mean, the fact that Donald Trump actually said that shit in a presidential debate where 67 million people were watching, hundreds of millions. Shit, honestly, at this point, over a billion people in the world have seen that shit. Absolutely, because this is America. We basically run the planet in a lot of ways. The whole world has seen that shit, and they won't drop it. They won't drop it. Oh, it's coming from stories on the ground. Like, man, this guy, man. What does it say? I didn't say I made it all up. I just said I created it, drew attention to it, had no proof it was true, and spread it everywhere, even though I had no evidence of it ever happening, except for I heard a few people in my district talking about it one time. But yeah, people aren't going to forget that if I have to create stories, because if it was just a Freudian slip. That's why he took so long to answer the question when she was like, "What did you just say?" If I have to create stories, and again, you got Laura Loomer with Donald Trump. Again, I don't have any proof of this, so I'm kind of just joking around and talking shit. But man, they fucking Donald Trump and Laura Loomer are fucking each other. Otherwise, why is she around so much? Why is she getting off your plane? Why is she your closest advisor? Again, could be wrong, but yeah, no. At least let's make a joke about it. But they fucking come on, man. All right, what we got now? We got Kari Lake. What's she talking about? Oh, I think this is her blaming Democrats for the Trump assassination attempts. They say true things. They say true things about Donald Trump, and that's. I mean, again, what does that indicate? They should just let us win. They should just stop campaigning. I mean, I don't know. All I know is that these people are authoritarians and that they don't need to be nowhere near the White House. Fake news media brainwashed would-be Trump assassin by pushing hatred of Trump. Okay.
And yet, instead of being remorseful, instead of being apologetic, you see a lot of reporters already trying to downplay what happened today. Kari, God forbid this gunman was successful. I can't even imagine what this country would be going through at this moment. We are really living in precarious days as a country.
Yeah, we truly are. I mean, how many more miracles can we expect God has given us a couple of miracles already, from protecting President Trump in Pennsylvania to protecting him today. And I want to thank the Secret Service. It sounds like they were all over this, and thankfully they captured this man alive. I'm curious to hear more about what he's all about, but it looks like he's been very much a Trump derangement syndrome patient for a long time. You know, from what we know, based on what we're seeing on this guy's social media, he was a registered Democrat and donor, anti-Israel, pro-Hamas, Hezbollah terrorist, heavily invested in getting Americans to go overseas to fight in Ukraine. He obviously hated President Trump. He loved Biden and Kamala, and he believed that Trump was a
it's just can Republicans please not be so damn stupid? Like all of their arguments, especially in the Trump era, they're just pea brain. They're like, it's like the mental faculties of a fucking 6-year-old. They love they love Biden and Harris. He hated Donald Trump. Really? Well, what about what he said himself? He said himself that he doesn't like Trump because of Ukraine and because he didn't do what he said he would do, or he was all that. Be like, come on, man.
Threat to democracy, as we keep hearing from the left. We've heard that quite a bit before. This guy actually fell hook, line, and sinker.
Donald Trump, who says terminate the Constitution. Yeah, he's not a threat to democracy. We're just imagining things. That's all it is.
For every piece of anti-MAGA propaganda the media and the left have been spewing for years now. He wanted to kill President Trump, and we got to stop this. And I'm just calling on the media to stop what you're doing. We are all Americans, and you know, some people want President Trump. Many people want President Trump. Some might want Kamala Harris, or
many want. Just a few want Kamala Harris, not that many.
In my case, my opponent, Ruben Gallego. We don't have to push such hatred. And you, the media, the fake news media, I'm not talking about you, Todd, and Newsmax, but the usual suspects out there have been pushing this hatred. I believe this guy was brainwashed, and the media needs to do a whole lot more soul searching and introspection about their role that they played in this. It's demonization. It's
a whole lot of soul searching. Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, well, Kari.
The Republican Party really let their crazies take it over. They really did. That's what happened, and it's years in the making. Like, this didn't just happen. You know, Newt Gingrich, he started the whole never ever ever compromise, no matter what. He started that shit with the Republicans, the own the lib stuff. Then you had the Tea Party, their far right wing libertarian nonsense, and now you got this. They let the craziest people in their apparatus completely dominate the party. That's what happened. All right, let's see what's up. We got Donald Trump. The bullets are flying. What else did he have to say about this? He put out, he puts out like 100 tweets an hour. He puts out that's all he does, really. This is what Trump does. He posts on Truth Social and watches television. This dude in the debate, when they said actually the mayor and the city officials said that there aren't instances of people eating dogs and cats in Ohio. I saw the people on television. The people on television said that people are eating their dogs and their cats. Maybe that's a good thing for a city official to say, but I saw it on the television. Because that's all he does. That's all he did while he was president. All Donald Trump did while he was president is cut taxes for corporations, completely fuck up and bungle our response to the pandemic, which I don't see how anyone can ever give him a pass on that. How? It's not very often that this country is actually faced with a crisis like that. Like in America, we have economic issues, we have racial disparity issues, we got all types of issues. But I don't know, what the hell was I saying? My mind's all over the place right now. I forgot what the hell I was just saying. But yeah, man, basically this guy, his rhetoric just doesn't really work for the condition that America's in. Like, there's a reason why so many people come to America. There's a reason why so many people come here because it's pretty good in America. It is. I mean, the biggest issue that we have as Americans is we aren't able to build wealth. You know, you go back a couple of decades, the middle class was more robust, it was stronger. People were able to more so share in the spoils of the empire. You know, you had union membership was higher, wages were higher, stuff like that. Corporate stock buybacks were not legal. Ronald Reagan made those legal. Corporate stock buybacks are just it's such a scam. It's so fraudulent. It's so fraudulent. And oftentimes they use money that they would have paid people with to buy their own stocks. You know, we got stuff like that. But what we don't have in America, people really aren't starving to death here. That doesn't really happen. Like, I mean, sure, here and there that might happen, but it's just not, you know, we don't have soup lines. We don't have bread lines. That's happened a few times here, but it ain't happening now. Food and shelter are everywhere. Can people buy houses? Not really, but people can have a shelter over their heads. We got apps, we got couch sharing apps, we got cheap rentals, we got all types of stuff to where people can have a shelter over their head, a roof over their head rather. America has a lot of government assistance programs for people who need assistance. America has, it's very easy to get a job here. Are the jobs that good? Not really, but it's easy to get a job. So again, what I'm getting at is that things just aren't bad enough here for this rhetoric of everything's so terrible and only I can fix all of your problems. You have to give me the reins to society. People aren't struggling enough for that. They're just not. Are Americans struggling? Yeah, sure. But our struggle is we can't build wealth. Our struggle isn't, I haven't eaten in 2 days. It's a McDonald's on every corner. And you get the point. So again, this campaign of grievances and, oh my God, you can't walk down the street without getting shot, among other things, that is a issue with Donald Trump's campaign because it's just not true. It's just not true. Can things get better here? Absolutely. Should things get better here? 100% they should get better here. Motherfuckers ain't starving to death here. And that's why people are coming to this country because it's better here. This is the wealthiest country in the history of the world. So that's one of the biggest flaws with his campaign. It just, the shit he says it's just not true. It's just not. All right. You know, Americans, you know, we want to expand Medicare. We're not like there's no health care anywhere like that. We don't deal with that here. We just don't. All right. So he says, the false statements made by Comrade Kamala Harris during the rigged and highly partisan ABC debate. He said, all of the ridiculous lawsuits specifically designed to inflict damage on Joe's, then Kamala's political opponent, me, like, because no one knows that it's you, has taken politics in our country to a whole new level of hatred, abuse, and distrust. All he does is project. That is all he does. Do y'all remember in the debate? You remember in the debate when Donald Trump said, when he said, he was talking about Kamala's policy proposals, and he said that on their website, it's just 4 words. That's what he has on his website. That literally all he does. That is all he does is project. He put out some video on Truth Social where he was like, all Kamala Harris does is complain, always complaining. Why doesn't she do something about it? She's always complaining. Come on, bruh. Come on. Because of this communist left rhetoric, the bullets are flying, and it will only get worse. Me, 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 me. Everything's about me. Our borders must be closed. Again, this goes back to my point. Everyone's trying to come over here because everything's so terrible. No. Everybody's trying to come over here because things are pretty fucking good in America. That's why everyone's trying to come over here. Our borders must be closed and the terrorists, criminals, and mentally insane, like you, immediately removed from American cities and towns, deported back to their countries of origin. The world is laughing at us as fools. The world's laughing at you as a fool. They are stealing our jobs and our wealth. We cannot let them laugh any longer. Make America great again. this guy, man. He's truly one of a kind. He's truly one of a kind. But yeah, no, exactly, Libby. He just talks about himself, and it's just he's so fucking washed up now. He's so washed. Like in 2016, it was again, he had a better campaign. He was going against Hillary Clinton. It was the first time people really saw him in that spotlight. He just had a lot more going for him. But it's just old now. The shit's old. It's not funny. It's causing real issues. You got people calling in bomb threats because of the shit that you say. People calling in bomb threats in Springfield, Ohio because of you. This dude, man. All right, we're going to save the Laura Loomer for last. Dave Portnoy, who is Barstool Sports. He said, basically, he was like, I think that marijuana should be legal. He told people to vote for it in the ballot initiative on November 5th. There were some conservatives. They wasn't liking that. They was not liking that at all. They weren't liking that. So let's see what they have to say. Here we go. People without kids shouldn't vote. Right? Again, it's not just JD Vance. This weird shit has taken over all of the Republican Party because they let their extremists and their crazies take over the party. They took over the organization.
Listen, it's Sunday afternoon. Football on TV, pizza on the way. In Massachusetts, smoking a little weed, just enjoying my day. Florida, you can't do this. In my Miami house,
I mean, Fritz, that's true, but overall, my point is that it's just not a mass issue here like it is in countries in Central America where there's no groceries, where there's nothing in on the shelves, where people don't have opportunities at all. Like it is much better here than it is in Cuba, in places in the Caribbean and the Dominican Republic where you go into people's schools and they don't have running water. Like it's just not very common here. It's incredibly uncommon. And he talks about America as if that's everywhere. Like, can't nobody find jobs, can't nobody find food. Like, it's just not reality. That's just not true.
you can't do this. Why? Freedom. It's about freedom. Half the states allow this. Legal marijuana. Florida. I want to be able to watch football, eat pizza, and smoke. We're all adults here. 21 plus. Make your own decisions. It's on the ballot. Vote yes on 3. Legalize recreational weed. Come on. Where are we, Florida? Wake up. Wake up. Don't tell other people what to do in their own house. We're grown adults. It's safe. It's legal. Over half the states in the country have it.
Doctor, who gives a F? You could probably go get a job at McDonald's. You could probably go get a job at Burger King or Subway or some gas station or some clothing store or Walmart or Target. That's what I'm saying. Like it is very good here compared to other countries. We're spoiled. We used to it a lot. In a lot of other places, people ain't got running water for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, sure, it's not perfect, but it's just not. It's not that bad here compared to other places. It just isn't.
Why don't we in Florida? I'm a Florida resident. I want to be able to smoke in my house, watching football, eating pizza like a human. I can do it in Massachusetts. Make it legal on ballot day. Vote yes on 3 in Florida. Thank you.
Perfectly sensible, perfectly fine. He says, look, it's time for us to catch up with a lot of other places. And here's what Jason Whitlock has to say. He said, this is why single people and people without kids shouldn't vote. We tend to think very selfishly with no concern for what we're leaving the next generation. Married people with kids should be the only voters. Married people with kids should be the only voters. We should prioritize families if we want to fix our broken culture. Well, luckily, this is absolutely never going to happen. But how married people with kids? I'm about to see what this is. What is the percentage of people who are even married in country? Married in America. Percentage of Americans who are married. 47% of American adults are married, it says. 71% in 1970, 47% in, okay, so from 2022, 47%. That would greatly shrink the amount of people who could actually vote. That was a big ass blunt. Margarita, thank you so much for 8 months of membership. Thank you. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me here today on this Monday. Thank you, everybody, for any amount. And two, I want to clarify as well, Dr. Who Gives a F. I'm not saying that. All I'm doing is acknowledging the reason why so many people want to come to America, because compared to a lot of other countries, we have more rights here, we have more jobs, we have better health care, we have better everything. The real issue in America is the middle class has been gutted. And we're not able to build wealth the way that we once were. That's all I'm really getting at. I'm certainly not saying that people aren't struggling and that there aren't issues. And, obviously people are going into bankruptcy over medical bills, which absolutely should not happen in a country like America. All I'm getting at is the message. There's a reason why Hitler was able to take over Germany, or because it was really fucking bad. Like right after World War One, their money wasn't worth a damn thing. They were a joke on the world stage. Oftentimes when people just wholeheartedly accept, you're like, yes, the dictator, it's because ain't nothing going on in that motherfucker. That's all I'm getting at. But yeah, no, and Jason Whitlock always talking about single moms too. He always talking about single moms. But yeah, no, I definitely want to clarify what I mean when I say that it's not bad. It's not that bad here compared to other places. We have issues, absolutely, but there's a reason why so many people want to come here. So Donald Trump's platform it's just not that effective. But this is definitely a good conversation. But yeah, no, so greatly minimize the amount of people who can vote. Matt Walsh says, can you point to any state or city in the country where life has been in any way measurably improved after legalizing marijuana? Where are the legalization success stories? Give me just one, please. What about, okay. How about the billions of dollars that have been raised in taxes? What about that? How about that? I mean, that's a pretty easy rebuttal right there. Billions of dollars in taxes. People aren't going to jail anymore in states where it's recreationally legal. For having a little bit of weed on them, you're not getting put away and stuff like that. More people are able to open businesses. It's adding to the number of people who are employed. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But yes, there we go. Weird Republicans saying weird BS. Okay, so we got this. We got this from the New Hampshire Libertarian Party. We got this. They basically put out a tweet that said, hey, somebody please assassinate Kamala. They deleted it and then they complained about it. Hold on, do I have it pulled up? Yes, I do. New Hampshire Libertarian Party says anyone who assassinates Vice President Kamala Harris would be an American hero. Okay. This was the tweet right here. Anyone who murders Kamala Harris will be an American hero. They deleted it and then they complained. We deleted a tweet because we don't want to break the terms of this website we agreed to. It's a shame that even on a free speech website that libertarians cannot speak freely. Libertarians are truly the most oppressed minority. Libertarians run the Republican Party. What are you talking about? The Republican Party is libertarianism for the most part. I mean, it's somewhat removed, but not really. And then again, free speech doesn't protect your ability to call for people to die. That's not what free speech does, especially someone who's running for president. You know, you got the FBI all over you talking about shit like that online. But yeah, this is out there. That's why I said she definitely gonna need enhanced security for sure. She's gonna need it. And we got people in here too. We got we got we got Libby, saying how it helps her with mobility and just a deal. So that's health. I was just talking about economic benefits. Y'all talking about health benefits. My man's Michael saying that um you stop taking anti-anxiety meds, which I'm sure has had many benefits, just healthier to smoke. Period. I know some people who are taking anti-anxiety meds and it threw them all types off. I've never taken them, so I don't know how it will react with me. But yeah, no, that was a pretty ridiculous post from Matt Walsh. Can you name one benefit? Well, let's talk first the health benefits, the less people in prison benefits, and a whole lot of money in tax dollars benefits because we need that. And it's also it's a very strong argument for collecting taxes in and of itself. You know, if the wealthy in this country don't want their taxes raised so much, then imagine how much less we would have to raise y'all's taxes if marijuana was recreationally legal all over the place. You would have much more money available to put into this and into that. All right, let's see. We don't really need to go over this, but apparently the Scientific American, the magazine that's been out for 179 years, backed Kamala Harris, but that's like only their second endorsement that they've ever made in 179 years. Just a blurb, just a quick blurb. Did y'all see this? Hold on. Okay, no, we just read over that pretty much. We already pretty much looked at that. Check this out. But yeah, that was pretty funny. I mean, can you name one thing? What the fuck are you talking about, man? Every state that marijuana is recreationally legalized, the money just rolls in. We got this. Ohio sheriff suggests collecting addresses of Kamala Harris supporters. Oh yeah, Fritza. Yeah, the Republican Party has been moving over into Crazyville, into Stupid Town, for a very long time. A very long time. See, look, everybody in here just listing off all the benefits in their personal lives. Maybe Matt Walsh needs to take a toke. Maybe that would help him out. Probably wouldn't, but maybe it would. All right, this is definitely concerning. An Ohio sheriff is being accused of bullying his constituents after a social media post suggested people send him the addresses of citizens with Kamala Harris yard signs. Portage County Sheriff Bruce Zukowski apparently made a Facebook post on Friday pondering how things might be different should Harris be elected in November. Zukowski, who was running for re-election, suggested, why do we have people who are this stupid, who have people this dumb should not be in these positions, but it is what it is. Suggested that people write down all the addresses of the people who had her signs in their yards, and that when the illegal human locust, which she supports, what? Okay, let's just read it word for word. He said, when people ask me what's going to happen if the flip-flopping laughing hyena wins, I say, write down all the addresses of the people who had her signs in their yards. So when the illegal human locust, which she supports, need places to live, we'll already have the addresses of their new families who supported their arrival. Oh, these people are so dumb and so violent and so just despicable. Like, dude, you're the sheriff. When the illegal, you're calling human beings locusts. The locusts, bruh. These people are not, and it's in Springfield, bro. These Haitian migrants, they're supposed to be there, and Springfield needs them there to work the jobs that they're working. They came to Springfield to work. That's why they're there. They are there to work. The end. The illegal human locusts, like, bro, these people are just racist clowns. That's it. That's it. They're just racist. They don't care if people are here legally. They don't care if they're adding to the economy. They don't care about none of that. It's just, you got dark skin, you don't speak English as your first language, I don't want you here. That's all it is. Yes, that is part of it, Mike Boy, because if they weren't so damn dumb, then they would behave differently. They would have more critical thinking. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. I'm really doing my best, and I got more coming. I'm trying to upload more, like, because I'm doing the streams, but I'm gonna be doing my best to upload more editorial videos. On Wednesday, I'm doing like I'm talking about basically kind of the federal government and state and local government's role in assisting mental health. So like the variety of programs that exist, the grants that exist, so like things in the infrastructure package that Biden signed into law, where that money's going, versus state and local governments, they how they work with Medicaid and stuff like that. So we're going to be going into that. We're going to be talking about homelessness. We're going to be talking about um, the prison system, drug addiction in America, and what programs the government has to help these things, how much money's going into it, and what we can do as citizens to make a difference. So thank you, Tim. I really appreciate that. I'm doing my best, and we gonna keep on growing together, because sure as hell could not do any of this shit without y'all believing in me. So thank you, everybody. But yeah, this is just, I mean, come on, man. Okay, Zukowski's post seemed to reference the issues currently. Okay, so Springfield is 200 miles away from where he is. But yeah, this is just like, really, dude. And again, how much vitriol do you have to have for these people? You call them locusts. Write their addresses down. Okay, all right, man. Jesus. We got, I don't know if y'all saw this, but this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. Donald Trump, Nicki Jam, I think he's I think he's Puerto Rican or something, but he's a Latin American reggaeton artist. And Trump was like, she's hot. But Nicki Jam's a man, and this you deserve it, bro. That you deserve it. I mean, how emblematic is this of the MAGA movement? How emblematic of this is Trumpism? You know, despite everything you've seen, and how embarrassing is it too to be endorsing and supporting Trump now? You still support? I mean, you're getting on a sinking ship. You're getting on a sinking ship, like, and everybody knows it. Like, everyone sees this ship going down. And you're like, "Well, I'm gonna hop on it." Like, not that bright, man. Not that bright. I mean, even if the ship wasn't sinking, but this is, how fitting is this?
Latin music superstar Nicki Jam. Do you know Nicki? She's hot. Where is Nicki? Where is Nicki? Thank you, Nicki. Great to be having you here. Now you have to get. Oh, look. Come here. Come here. I'm glad he came up.
She's hot. And people were laughing at him like, you go out of your way to support this dude, and he doesn't even know that you're a man. He thinks you're a woman because your name's Nicki. But again, how fitting. All right, check this out. Check this out. To show you the trifling conditions in our prison system that people have to live with. And again, keep in mind as well, like, so many people in prison are there for nonviolent crimes. So many. I mean, people are in there just for drug paraphernalia. Again, Matt Walsh, this is some of why it's good that weed is being recreationally legalized around the country. This right here, so that people don't have to be in places like this for putting substances into their body because they feel like it. That's just one of the good things, you know. So let's see. We got air conditioning is coming to some Missouri prisons, but it will take years and cost millions. In other words, in other words. So again, Matt Walsh, this is some of why it's good, so that people don't have to be in places like this just because of weed. Missouri lawmakers took a step toward improving conditions in some Missouri prisons last year by setting aside millions to install air conditioning in one of the state's 17 prisons. That cooler air is still a year and a half away. Woo! And it's hot too, man. That decision came as global temperatures broke summertime heat records. Prisoner rights advocates celebrated the state's decision to install air conditioning at the Fulton Reception and Diagnostic Center, one of Missouri's intake correctional facilities. The Department of Corrections estimates that they'll be responsible for housing over 20,000 men and women throughout the course of 2024. Of those, up to 9,200 could live in prisons where there is partial or no access to air conditioning and housing units. And it's got to be hell, man. And as Missouri closes out, and prison just fucking sucks, man. Like, fuck that shit. And as Missouri closes out its third hottest summer on record, the calls to fully air-conditioned Missouri prisons grows louder. I said louder. Those living in the prisons contend the hotter summers make conditions inhumane. It's a trend that worries prison reform advocates in Missouri. Quote, we are extremely concerned about DOC's ability to cope with what continues to be record-breaking temperatures of extreme heat in Missouri this summer. Let me tell you, it was hot this summer. I mean, I got here at the end of summer. Woo! Man, it was, but y'all know I love running outside when it is hot as hell. Oh, I love it so much. I got several 90, 99 plus degree days with humidity. Oh, it was glorious, but oh man, it's hot. And what a shame too that they're just like, we'll put air conditioning units in there in a few years. Of the 17 Missouri prisons, 10 are fully air conditioned. 4 have partial access to air conditioning in some administrative areas in some housing units. The remaining 3 facilities do not have air conditioning in housing units, mostly because there are no air ducts, the department says. So very, very old prisons is what that means. They're very old. Missouri lawmakers have taken note. In the state's 2024 budget, they allocated $14.3 million to install air conditioning at Fulton. The building opened in 1987 and has a capacity for 1,255 men. And also keep in mind with this as well, that, I mean, well, actually, I was on Indisputable on Friday, and we talked about 2 stories out of Missouri. One was the Missouri governor, Mike Parson. He wants to pardon a police officer who killed, I can't remember the guy's name, but he shot and killed a guy who was backing into his driveway. And then a guy on death row who the prosecutor's office said that there's good evidence that he didn't murder this woman. They rejected his appeal, and they still gonna sentence him to death. So Missouri is very much a state that doesn't really give a damn about things like this at all. Very, very red state. It's commonplace for U.S. prisons to have only partial air conditioning. Many prisons across the country only Only air-conditioned areas like medical units, visitors areas, and staff cafeterias. So the cheap as hell. They cheap, cheap, cheap. Collect the money, and spend as little of it as possible. That's why you have stories about people dying from bed bugs and stuff like that, or having bed bugs all up in their so many bed bugs that they die from it. Just disgusting conditions because it's cheap. They collecting the tax dollars and spending as little of it as possible. Ziv Viz, what's going on? Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. We're having a good one. And next, we're going to get into Laura Loomer. The DOC has alternate ways to cool down prisoners in places without air conditioning. They distribute ice 3 times a day and offer water and cool showers. Inmates can also purchase fans from the commissary for about $20. A little fan blowing hot air around. But inmates say those measures fall short. Ice can melt quickly, and distribution can be contingent on the amount of staff available, said one inmate at Ozark Correctional Center, which does not have air conditioning. Fans are available to purchase from the commissary if inmates can afford them outright, or inmates can get on a fan plan where they pay a few dollars a month to pay off the purchase. It's one of the few interventions available, but research shows that a temperature above 99 degrees, fans can cause more harm than good. Yeah, just blowing around hot air. So that does absolutely nothing. Obviously, heat exhaustion, heat stroke can come from it, among other things. Prisons are particularly difficult to cool, according to Cascade Tuholsk, a researcher at Montana State University who co-authored a study about temperatures in U.S. prisons. They are often built where land prices are low and weather conditions aren't ideal, in the middle of nowhere. From 1982 to 2020, his research found that jails and prisons were exposed to an average of 5.5 more days per year where the wet bulb globe temperature, which accounts for temperature, humidity, wind speed, and other factors, exceeds 82.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's even hotter in there. So yeah, there's money sitting around for this, but they don't want to spend it. No surprise there. But this is why activists are so important, because oftentimes you don't even know about stuff like this if it, if not for people who give a damn. Really, it's because of people who give a damn that stuff like this gets addressed at all. All right. Now, again, I have no evidence for this. I'm kind of just joking, but yeah, Laura Loomer and Trump are probably they're dating, because him and Trump and his wife hates him. They probably ain't had sex in years together, so he got to be fucking somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really know why Laura Loomer would even, like, why is she even around your campaign at all? Getting off of airplanes with you, flying on jets with you. What's going on, man? Come on. But again, we just kind of speculating, but this is pretty funny.
Someone else that he has been hanging out with, she's been on plane with him. We've seen him talk about the fact that he says that she's this great woman. He has been hanging around a right-wing activist called Laura Loomer. And I want to show you just some of the things that she has put out on social media. And it goes back very far. But let's start with here's what she said about Sheila Jackson Lee. After Sheila Jackson Lee died, she called her a ghetto bitch. And then she speaks about black women this way. Again, she tweeted, this is another one. If Kamala Harris wins, the White House will smell like curry. So another racist attack. She's also tweeted about Kamala Harris, calling her a stupid, brain dead, lying bitch. And then listen to this. She's talking about several women of color, several black women, Letitia James, and others, including Kamala Harris.
And then whenever anybody asks Trump about it, I don't know about those things. She's very free-spirited. I don't know. I don't know. She's just, she supports me.
Here's what she said about them.
Now you're going to elect me and I'm going to lock him up. We're going to get Trump. Like the way they talk and their little DEI Shaniqua voices. And it's just very piercing, very irritating sound. They all have the same voice. I'm talking about Kamala Harris, Letitia James, and Fannie Willis. Like all of the like meritless DEI Shaniquas talk the same way. It's very obnoxious.
You're a meritless DEI Shaniqua, Laura. You're just projecting, because all of those women you just listed, whether it be Kamala Harris, Letitia James, or Fannie Willis, all of them earned their places in life. They worked very hard. They're very intelligent. They're not content creators. They had to go to school. They had to go to a lot of school, and they had to get elected to the positions that they're in. They didn't just, they didn't get hired. They either got appointed or elected there. Kamala Harris got elected as Attorney General. She got elected as Senator, elected as Vice President, and she's almost certainly about to be elected as President. Why are you sitting here calling her a DEI Shaniqua hire? You are a DEI Shaniqua hire. And I don't want to say too much on the air, but I think it's, why does Trump have you so close when you're so clearly a detriment to his campaign?
Why is Donald Trump hanging around with this woman?
Because he's lost the plot. He's completely lost the plot. This is repellent to the very voters he will need. There's no reason for this. She's disgusting. She's also a lunatic.
And again, the thing too that really kills me is it's like Donald Trump is every day he makes it worse for himself. It's over in terms of him being able to reach new people. There aren't any undecided voters left. You serious? After all of this, anyone who's like, I don't know, they voting for Trump. I mean, come on, bro. You still don't know who you voting for after all of this shit? Come on. But yeah, it's just like, it's just, this is hurting the people he needs. He already fucked that up. He been fucked that up. That's why he's trying to cheat. That's why you got all these election truthers in these positions to certify an election, because he fucked it up already. Well, maybe no. There's no, and we've been watching them for 9 years. Like there aren't any undecided voters left. That's done. All right, let's see what's up with this. Hold on. No, I don't know if we need to go into that. No, we go check this out. I'm pulling some tweets up for people talking about the assassination attempt, and then we gonna get into, like, don't they look so cute together? Fritz, it's because they don't know any black people, and because they're on 4chan all day and right-wing Twitter spaces, and none of them know any black people. So it's like, oh, well, they must all have names like Shaniqua. I knew a girl named Talashane one time. Her name is, they call her Tay. I would go by Tay too if my name was Talashane. But yeah, that's it. That's why it's like, oh, it's got to be a name like that. I'm like, oh, okay, Laura. All right, what we got? Right, exactly. And Letitia James got him to cough up all that money. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Michael, and exactly, Fritz. Because check this out, right? Don't they look so cute together right here? Don't they look so cute together? And Laura Loomer, she said, hold on, what does she say right here? She said, coincidence or coordination? On 9/11, Time magazine posted this cover of their paper for this month. It's a photo of Donald Trump on the golf course with the words "in trouble." Did they have advanced knowledge of the attempted assassination of President Trump today at his golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida? This doesn't, there aren't any, how does this have it? I don't even see why this is similar to it at all. Like, I mean, he's on a golf course because he's always golfing, and it says he's in trouble because he is in trouble, but there aren't any guns, there aren't any bullets, there's nothing like that going on. So I don't, what do you even, what do you mean? But it's Laura Loomer. So of course, now we got this last one. Let's check out what Laura Loomer has to say. I haven't listened to this. I think it might have been some of it that we watched a few minutes ago, but probably saying the same shit she always says. Laura Loomer falls, flat out answers accusation of affair with Trump and obscene rant attacking media and Kamala Harris. What she got to say?
And it's disgusting the way that they're now spreading lies about me. The media now is accusing me of, having an affair with Donald Trump, such a salacious lie. So malicious, so disrespectful to Donald Trump and Melania Trump.
Melania hates him. And again, I think it's just if you're in the media, then if you're going to say stuff like this, obviously you should be like, well, we're speculating, we don't really know for sure. I mean, you shouldn't just say this is what's happening. But I mean, Donald, we're adults, and if you're married to somebody and y'all don't really like each other, you don't sleep in it, you don't well, they say they ain't slept in the same bed since 2005, you're gonna go elsewhere to have your needs met. So it's really not all that far-fetched at all. Right? She literally has her pearls in a clutch, and she got Kamala Harris behind her laughing at her. The irony that she doesn't see there. Kamala's just endlessly laughing at her.
They've taken it so far. And if I was a leftist journalist, if I was a Democrat, oh my God, the media would be up in arms if the Republican media was doing this to a left-wing journalist. Oh my God, they're misogynist. They're bullying a woman. They're trying to Monica Lewinsky her. They're demonizing her. They're trying to discredit the fact that she's a work.
No. I think that if let's say Barack Obama was running around with some woman who really didn't need to be seen with him in public a whole lot, Democrats and people on the left would be like, what's going on? Are they banging each other? So you're wrong here.
Working woman. I mean, look, I know that Kamala Harris sucked dick to get where she is today, okay? And she had to sleep.
She immediately goes from y'all are being sexist to Kamala Harris had to suck dick to get where she is today. And let me ask you. So, I mean, again, obviously it's BS, but it's just like, okay, so a dick that she sucked 30 years ago opened all these doors for her. I mean, shit, if it's that easy, then I'm trying to suck some dick too. You know what I'm saying? Whose dick do I need to suck around this motherfucker to have it made like Kamala Harris? If heavenly doors are being opened because you sucking dick out here, all you got to do is suck one dick, and 30 years later, all your dreams come true. Shit, where the dicks at? Line them up. I want to suck some dick. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, this is so stupid. But yeah, she immediately backtracks and says that. But all right, let's go. And again, how funny is it that Kamala's just laughing at her this whole time?
Dick to get where she is today. Okay, they're trying to discredit the fact that she's a working woman. I mean, look, I know that Kamala Harris sucked dick to get where she is today, okay, and she had to sleep with Willie Brown in order to get to the top.
Again, they dated 30 years ago. 30 years ago. That paid all the dividends. That paid all them dividends. Like, come on, man. You're disrespecting and being sexist towards a hardworking woman. Kamala Harris had to suck dick. Kamala Harris is so much more successful than you, Laura.
But some of us women, right, we actually work hard. Some of us women have no desire to have sexual affairs with politicians or men with elite political status.
Yeah, there's nothing for you to gain by having an affair with Donald Trump. Absolutely nothing. The billionaire former president, nothing to gain at all.
To climb the ladder. I know that Kamala Harris can't say the same, but believe me when I say that that's not me. Or as Kamala Harris likes.
Isn't she like 31 years old too? I think she's Laura's my age. I'm pretty sure she's my age. She's like 31 or some shit like that. 31 to 32 years old. What a clown. She's such a clown. And Donald Trump is running around with her all over the country. And she's like his top advisor right now.
To say they ain't like us, right? She ain't like me. I ain't like her. Okay? I don't suck dick to get to the top. That's what Kamala Harris does. So I'm not going to be told that, oh, Laura.
This woman is one of Trump's top advisors, and everybody can see this shit.
Loomer, she's this nefarious person. She's a conspiracy theorist, and she's just the most disgusting things. I'm not even going to repeat the things that they're saying about me because, well,
right. Dion came in just in time. Dion came in. I'm talking about where the dick's at. I want to suck some dick. Where they at?
it's just honestly the most disgusting shit I've heard in my life. We're going to play the clips for you in a bit.
Right, exactly, Kenny. I'm like, shit. I've been fucking the wrong people my whole life. God damn. What is going on? Send me the right person's number. Shit. Willie Brown's still alive. But yeah, oh my God. That, man. What a woo. This woman is in the national spotlight right now with a man who's running for president. Oh man. And again, you can't even keep up with all of this shit. You can't keep up with it. I mean, by the time I get back on my stream tomorrow, Trump will probably have said and done. Who knows, man? You can't keep up with it. But listen, y'all, thank you so much for joining me on today's Monday stream, September 16th. We had a very good time today. Very good time. I really, really, truly appreciate all of you. And man, let's keep on rocking. I'm gonna get some other stuff up here today. And then on Wednesday, I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow on Wednesday too, but on Wednesday night, I put it up in a timer so y'all can see it. But I'll be doing a stream on Wednesday night where I'm talking about mental health and the federal and state government's role in assisting it, the different programs, grants that are available. There's a lot to it, actually. There's a lot to it. It's going to be an interesting discussion. But y'all have a good night. Have a good rest of the night. And thank you so much for everything.